You say today's results will determine the future of your relationship.
Yes, Your Honor, it will. I've known her since we were kids. We need to get these results.
Mr. Watson brings his 9-year girlfriend to court, convinced she orchestrated the ultimate betrayal by forging DNA results. For 4 years, he's been playing daddy to Kevin, believing fabricated test results proving his paternity. Miss Mahoney maintains the results were legitimate and insists Mr. Watson is definitely Kevin's biological father. The question remains, who's telling the truth in this heartbreaking case?
Hard. He takes it hard. He looks up to him a lot. Sometimes he gets real short-tempered with him, and he just he'll sit by him and he'll move away, and it's hard as a mother to see that.
Poor Kevin faces devastating rejection from his only father figure. Mr. Watson reveals the life-changing moment that shattered his world completely. Miss Mahoney presented at home DNA results claiming his paternity, but something felt fundamentally wrong. The timing, circumstances, and her suspicious behavior raised major red flags. This innocent child suffers while adults battle over fabricated evidence and questionable test results that destroyed their family.
When I was away, when I came back, she was cheating, and she has a bad reputation of being basically, as I'm gonna say it, the neighborhood hub.
That behavior is incredibly suspicious. Why would any man do that for a woman they're not romantically involved with, let alone 2 different men? Mr. Watson finds the whole bedroom story over toilet paper completely unbelievable, and frankly, the court feels the same way. When Mr. Watson confronted one of these mysterious men, they confirmed his worst suspicions that they were indeed sleeping with his girlfriend behind his back.
I had no job. I had nothing to fend for myself. They were close family friends, and they just wanted to help me help them.
The plot thickens dramatically when Mr. Watson discovers even more shocking information. Not only does he have confessions from the men involved, but one of the other potential fathers already claims Kevin as his son and has been providing financial support. This raises the obvious question: why would Miss Mahoney forge DNA results for the willing participant when another man was already stepping up as father?
You know, her and her friend fell out, and the friend called me one day and was like, I want to tell you everything. And she basically told me everything, how she was
What she
sleeping
did
with...
was lie to you because you and her had sexual intercourse.
No.
Did you not?
No, we did not.
The testimony becomes increasingly chaotic and unbelievable by the minute. Mr. Watson reveals he received confessions not only from the men involved, but also from Miss Mahoney's own friend, and then drops another bombshell that he allegedly slept with that same friend under a bridge. This entire situation is spiraling out of control, and it seems like everyone around them is saying something to destroy their relationship.
I found out I was pregnant, and it was kind of a little iffy at first, but he switched, and he's like, no, you had these men here. I know you were sleeping with them, your best friend, and that's around the time I found out what had happened between them.
Miss Mahoney tearfully insists she would never fake something so critical and cannot believe Mr. Watson thinks so poorly of her character. According to her emotional testimony, Mr. Watson is the only man who could possibly be Kevin's biological father. She's deeply hurt that he would suggest she would lie about such important paternity matters affecting their innocent child.
They asked me who the father was. I told him who he was, and he ran from all the things, and finally they found him and had him go up there and take the DNA.
What did the DNA test say?
99.9%.
She fought relentlessly for 8 months to locate Mr. Watson for a paternity DNA test. However, Mr. Watson rejects her emotional appeal, highlighting major inconsistencies in her story. He claims her friend has a history of document forgery and argues that 99.9% of the American black population isn't sufficient evidence to establish paternity, as she could have been with any other black man.
Do you believe that biologically Kevin is your grandson?
I am now questioning more and more. That's never been in my heart before, and it is now.
The courtroom atmosphere grows increasingly tense as nobody seems to support Miss Mahoney's version of events. Not her boyfriend, not his mother, or her friend who allegedly forged the DNA tests. This 9-year relationship hangs in the balance as Miss Mahoney tearfully explains how much she loves Mr. Watson. Kevin calls him daddy, making potential abandonment absolutely devastating for this innocent child. It's time for the real DNA test results.
Mr. Watson, you are the father.
See? I love you.
I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
You put your wedding on hold because you're positive you are not the father.
Yes, Your Honor.
Not only did Ms. Robinson hide the pregnancy, she didn't tell you about Tanyla until she was 5 months old. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
When secrets become weapons, love transforms into war. Today's shocking case centers on ultimate trust betrayal. How do you hide an entire pregnancy from your claimed beloved until the child reaches 5 months old? Mr. Parker adores young Tanyla, desperately hoping she's his daughter, but refuses to build his future on the foundations of lies and deception that have left him questioning everything.
He didn't know around the time that I have pregnant that I was seeing someone else, and that's where the possibility come from that Tanyla might not be his.
Mr. Parker reveals the torment eating him alive since discovering the truth. He knows intimate details about Miss Robinson's relationships with other men during Tanyla's conception period, leaving him wondering if the woman he loves has been manipulating him. Miss Robinson fires back with frustration, questioning why his doubts surface now instead of demanding DNA testing when Tanyla was 5 months old and they are about to get married.
And I saw her holding hands and hugged up with some other guy. And at first, I saw that I suspect that she might have been pregnant, so I did a little hand gesture. I was like, "Hey, are you pregnant?" So she said no. So I left her alone. I went on my separate ways. Somebody else. I did my own thing. I wasn't really too much worried about her.
The timeline unravels like a detective story gone completely wrong, from innocent hand-holding to a baby. But there's a suspicious gap between these two people that doesn't add up to making a child together. When Miss Robinson discovered her pregnancy, she didn't run to Mr. Parker with news. Instead, she told the man she was photographed holding hands with because they were dating then.
Why didn't you tell Mr. Parker? I don't understand.
I was nervous, Your Honor. I was going through my pregnancy hormones, and I was just distraught. I was going through a lot. I was nervous. I didn't know how to go about coming to him with the bad news.
The plot thickens dramatically as Miss Robinson drops a bombshell that leaves everyone speechless. She admits she had doubts about paternity from the beginning and told both men they could be the father. But here's the kicker. The mystery man was present at Tanyla's birth and signed the birth certificate. The courtroom erupts as the implications of this revelation sink in.
Let this guy that's probably not be his child sign a birth certificate, and that could be my baby.
Yes.
Why would you let him sign it, Miss Robinson, if you knew it could potentially be Mr. Parker's as well?
Because, Your Honor, at that time, he was there.
Miss Robinson shows no remorse for her actions, and her attitude is infuriating everyone in the courtroom. She keeps deflecting, asking if Mr. Parker loves Tanyla so much. Would he just abandon them if he discovers he's not the biological father? But what about how he feels after being deceived for months? Miss Robinson brought her sister to support her questionable story today.
I must say, financially wise, he's good. He's excellent with them too. But lately, it's been a lot of bickering, so I take the bait. I don't want my niece around that. I don't want, he's unsure, but I'm a little mad because there's a lot of things that I didn't know.
Even Miss Robinson's own sister, Miss Shamika, is shocked by today's courtroom revelations. If Miss Robinson can't tell the truth to her own flesh and blood, how can anyone trust her courtroom testimony? Miss Robinson admits lying to everyone because she felt ashamed. Ashamed of cheating on a good man planning to marry her with someone who also cheated knowing he fathered her baby.
You, Ms. Robinson, submitted a diagram to the court.
Yes, Your Honor.
That outlines what you believe is the ratio of certainty.
Yes, Your Honor.
Interesting illustration, Miss Robinson, but let's remember that it only takes one time to make a baby, and facial resemblance alone cannot determine paternity, which is exactly why they're standing in this courtroom today. The scientific truth is the only thing that matters now in resolving this complicated and emotionally charged paternity dispute between these former lovers.
Look at that bond that they have, and he gonna sit here and tell me if that baby not here, he gonna leave. That would devastate my child if, he walked out of her life. She called him daddy.
If this child's not mine, it'll hurt me to death because I love this baby to the break of me. Like, I'd be heartbroken if it's not mine.
The moment of reckoning has arrived. The stakes couldn't be higher for the heartbroken Mr. Parker, who will be completely devastated if baby Tanyla turns out not to be his daughter. But even if the DNA proves he's the father, can their relationship survive this massive betrayal? Will they still proceed with their wedding plans, or has Miss Robinson's deception destroyed any chance of a future together?
Mr. Parker, you are not Tanyla's father.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Sis,
I'm sorry.
You previously received results from a prenatal paternity test which stated you are the father. You are here petitioning the court to reopen your case and order a paternity test.
In a previous episode, this court proved that Mr. Mason is not the father of Miss Malone's 1-year-old daughter. But here we are again. Same players, same denial, different baby. Now Mr. Mason wants this court to confirm yet again that he did not father Miss Malone's 5-month-old son, Ace. As they say, history has a twisted way of repeating itself, doesn't it?
Child, I feel like that it's impossible to get a DNA for a child that's unborn just from a swab of the mother. I guess that's the only way I'm still acting the way I am toward him.
The million-dollar question haunting this courtroom. Did this man drag everyone back here because he genuinely doesn't understand how DNA technology works? Or does he have legitimate reasons to doubt paternity? The new court-ordered paternity results will reveal the scientific truth. But first, let us dive into the messy context of how we all ended up here again today.
Every time I held Ace, it's like all he did was just cry, and there was just no connection.
That's what a baby does. They cry when they first born.
There was just no connection. Even when I look at Ace, I still see.
Mr. Mason's logic is absolutely mind-boggling. He's convinced that since he doesn't have an emotional connection with baby Ace, he cannot possibly be the biological father. His reasoning? Since Ace bonds better with Miss Malone's fiancé, Mr. Haynes, then Mr. Haynes must be the real father. The audacity is stunning. Be for real, Mr. Mason. That's not how DNA works.
I met Mr. Haynes February 22nd, 2017.
I don't believe that, Your Honor. She could have kept him a secret or anything,
No.
and then just got rid of me just to move him back.
I didn't know her when she had Ace in her stomach.
You didn't even know her when she was pregnant?
No.
Mr. Mason needs more convincing. His latest obsession? Miss Malone removed his name from Ace's birth certificate, which he interprets as proof of her own paternity doubts. Miss Malone fires back, explaining she replaced his name with Mr. Haynes because he's the man who actually stepped up as a father figure, unlike the completely absent Mr. Mason who refuses to take responsibility.
So you're saying it was a statement that this is the man that's acting like Ace's real father?
Yes, ma'am, and he act like he didn't want it. He act like he didn't want to be on the birth certificate, so I was angry and hurt.
There's clearly toxic history between these former lovers, and while Miss Malone has moved forward with her life, Mr. Mason remains trapped in the past. The burning question, why is Mr. Mason so hell-bent on proving he's not Ace's father, even when a prenatal DNA test already established paternity? What's driving this desperate denial of scientific evidence and his own child?
She has not lately gave me the chance at
Hold
all.
on, technically she
At
has
all.
gave him the chance. He never
She's
picked up
never
Ace
gave me the chance.
whenever he came
Whenever
over.
he came and
Whenever he
visit,
came over,
it was always about my
since,
2-year-old.
Ever since she's been with Mr. Haynes, it's always just been about her and Mr. Haynes.
Order in this court of law. Of course, Miss Malone focuses on her fiancé when her ex visits because that's her new family now, whether Mr. Mason likes it or not. Regardless of today's test results, everyone believes Mr. Mason should finally move on from this obsession with the past and focus on building a future, his future away from this drama.
What is it about the past you can't let go of, Mr. Mason?
Me and Miss Malone, we was together for 5 years. And for 5 years, I feel like it was nothing but just dishonesty, and it was more bad than good.
And it was on both of our
And so
behalves.
that's
It
why
was
we
not
came
just
the
me.
last time.
Hold up. The drama intensifies with explosive new revelations. Miss Malone was allegedly sending ultrasound pictures to another man during her pregnancy. Meanwhile, Mr. Mason admits he cheated on her with a stripper as revenge for her earlier infidelity, even after they had supposedly agreed to let bygones be bygones. After the prenatal paternity test confirmed he was the father, Miss Malone left him because of his stripper scandal.
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Yes, Your Honor,
I
he
not.
did. He did,
I
Your
had
Honor.
a friend that I was talking to.
It was
because
not
I
a friend,
couldn't
Your
talk
Honor.
to
It was
Miss
way
Malone.
more than what he's saying
So
it was.
I was just talking to
One
her.
night I was going through
came
his
back
phone.
and-
One at a time.
I was going through his phone one night.
The evidence isn't looking good for Mr. Mason's character. He appears to be the truly untrustworthy person in this toxic relationship. He keeps insisting he confided in his friend about Miss Malone's promiscuous past because he couldn't discuss it with her directly. But this personal drama has absolutely nothing to do with baby Ace's paternity. Yet Mr. Mason still maintains his ridiculous theory that bonding determines biological fatherhood.
he picks favorites also out of all 3 of the kids.
No, I don't pick favoritism because I play with all 3.
He loved my kids.
All 3.
Okay, Mr. Haynes doesn't have kids.
The math is crystal clear to everyone except the delusional Mr. Mason. He has denied this innocent 5-month-old baby the love of his biological father because of his own psychological hang-ups. The prenatal test was specifically designed to avoid this exact scenario. This court even consulted the chief science officer at DNA Diagnostics, and the new postnatal test will only confirm Dr. Baird's findings.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Mason, you are the father. Again. Ms. McCrory, you and your husband claim the defendant's ex-husband, Mr. Gino Bailey, who recently passed away, fathered your 3-year-old daughter, Nevaeh.
In a shocking turn of events today, Mrs. McCrory is in court to confirm that Mr. McCrory is not the father of their 3-year-old daughter, Nevaeh. This step aims toward claiming Mrs. McCrory's deceased ex-husband's properties through their child's paternity. But Mrs. Bailey, the deceased's ex-wife, and Ms. Smith, his daughter, claim the family is only motivated by money, and this is medically impossible. What an unusual case we have here today.
If she believed that my late ex-husband was the father of her child, why didn't she get a DNA test before he died? Why did she wait until after he died and then 2 days later message my daughter?
Mrs. McCrory reveals that she and the deceased wanted to take the DNA test while he was alive, but Mr. Bailey couldn't go through with it because of his girlfriend at the time. Now that he's no longer with his girlfriend, and tragically no longer alive, Mrs. McCrory thinks it's time they finally discuss this paternity issue. But now that he's dead, he cannot support her claims.
I really don't care if she is my sister. I won't have nothing to do with it. Because I had 19 years and I want to remember my father the way he was, being his only little girl.
Yep.
When I spoke to my father, he told me that it wasn't his. He said there's no possibility, she looks nothing like him.
Not only did Ms. Smith's father allegedly confirm the affair, but it appears that Mr. Bailey also had a serious medical condition that ensures any child conceived by him would end up in a miscarriage. This is absolutely shocking testimony, as this is potentially a condition that Nevaeh could inherit too. The medical implications add another devastating layer to this already complex case.
We told her that he had a medical chromosome condition.
Did not.
And she sat right there and called us a liar, that it wasn't true.
So you're saying you did inform her?
She was informed
Because
about
let's
it.
be honest, if in fact this, Nevaeh is in fact his biological daughter.
The stakes continue rising dramatically as we now have the paternity issue, the inheritance benefits, and a medical condition that runs in the family. It seems that the McCrory family is willing to take their chances with their daughter potentially having this condition if it comes with significant wealth. Meanwhile, let's dive into some courtroom drama that's about to unfold.
Picture. Do you remember the night you believe you conceived?
Yes. I mean, it was brown sheets with flowers and everything, and we did it like all night long. 3 times.
That I can guarantee.
Well, you know
didn't
what?
do.
You must not know. Maybe you weren't good enough then.
I was married to the...
Everyone can agree that in paternity cases, it's not about quantity or frequency. It takes just once to make a baby, and both parties certainly know this since they have children of their own. But what are they really saying about Mr. Bailey being promiscuous? We must speak no ill of the dead here. The McCrory family has Mr. McCrory listed as father on Nevaeh's birth certificate.
The whole situation is that my late ex-husband is very dark-featured. His daughter, very dark-featured.
Really?
Okay, I think Nevaeh looks like Mr. McCrory.
Time and again, we've established that physical resemblance does not equal paternity, but Nevaeh's lighter features are strikingly similar to the McCrory family. Seeing Ms. Smith's daughter with her dark hair makes the McCrory family's claims increasingly harder to believe. Let's finally hear directly from Mr. McCrory himself about these serious allegations and what he has to say about this complicated situation.
He knew that he was the father because there were several times I met him in a drugstore and ran into him, and he's sitting there saying that, oh, she's got my eyes, and smirking at me, oh, she's got my fangs. She looks just like me.
Mr. McCrory couldn't have said it better, and as everyone knows, we love a man who can step up in this courtroom. If the Smith family is questioning why a man would step up to be the father of a child when the real father was alive and well, the real question should be, why was a man texting a woman allegedly carrying his child asking for pictures?
On the left, we have photos of Nevaeh.
His fangs and her fangs.
And then on the right, Mr. Bailey.
Yes, and they're in the same spot and everything. The eyes, they're big, huge, they got the same setting.
Her eyes are bigger than his.
So the court obtained photos of Nevaeh She's
They
pictured
look
on the
alike.
left, and Miss Mento
Okay.
as a child on the right.
Is it possible that Ms. Smith is still in love with Mr. Bailey and simply doesn't want this affair to be true? Or is she just terrified of what the truth about her husband's infidelity will do to their family's reputation and legacy? And why can't the McCrory family just let the dead rest in peace instead of pursuing this controversial case?
So you put up a memorial page.
I'm the one that made it.
You did for your dad once he passed away. And then you got messages that said from the McCrorys, listen, you're not daddy's only little girl.
Why would anyone even behave so disrespectfully? That behavior is completely inappropriate, especially when Ms. Smith is mourning her father. It's creepy and not well-intentioned at all. This entire case is becoming increasingly messy, and it appears more and more like the McCrory family is only in this for the money, rather than genuinely wanting to know the truth about their child's paternity. Let's hear the $1 million results now.
Mr. McCrory, you are not the father.
Thank you.
Told you.
Mr. McCrory is truly doubting you.
He didn't doubt us the whole time we were together. The whole time the kid's been born, he hasn't doubted that kid at all until this last case with Nevaeh.
In a previous explosive episode, the McCrory family presented a united front to confirm that their daughter Nevaeh was fathered by a deceased man, hoping to benefit from the inheritance once paternity was established. The DNA results revealed that none of the men in question was actually the father. This revelation must have gotten Mr. McCrory thinking about what else his wife might be lying about completely.
In your court papers, it says you all broke up for a few days around Keith's conception. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
You did?
Yes.
And so during that breakup, Ms. McCrory, did you sleep with anyone else? Were you intimate with anyone else?
Yes, I was.
Mr. McCrory's loyalty seems to be a one-way street, and given the history, Mrs. McCrory appears only loyal to herself and her own interests. She boldly lied to her husband, claiming that the man he was suspicious of was actually her brother, but this alleged brother never visited when they lived close together. Mrs. McCrory now confesses that when separated around Keith's conception, she was intimate with other men.
Fact is, it's his kid. 1,000% sure.
You're that certain?
Yes.
But you were also very certain when it came to Nevaeh. I remember this attitude. I don't forget. You acted just like this the last time you were in court about Nevaeh.
Don't blame the court for being extremely skeptical this time around, Mrs. McCrory, given your track record of deception. As this dramatic testimony proceeds, we're discovering that Mrs. McCrory is quite the feisty one who doesn't back down from confrontation or uncomfortable questions about her past behavior. Her defensiveness speaks volumes about her character and raises more questions about her honesty.
She said she promised me she wasn't sending him pictures.
What kind of pictures are these?
Your Honor, I have pictures that she puts on Facebook all the time that, you know, some of them are old, but some of them were recent.
Mrs. McCrory claims those provocative pictures are old, and she doesn't behave that way anymore, and when she used to post them, she and her husband weren't together. She doesn't see anything wrong with the photos, arguing there's nothing inappropriate about a woman wearing a bikini on Facebook. While we agree the photos alone aren't evidence of promiscuous behavior, her own damaging confessions tell a much more concerning story.
This was supposed to be my friend and her friend. He comes over our house, he chills out, he would come to the house and drink with us and crash on the couch for the night.
And this is the person she slept with?
Yes, Your Honor. If she's lying to me and it's not my son, I'm not going to stay with her. I'm going to leave her. I mean,
this couple, who have been together for 4 years and married for 3, are now facing this devastating turmoil, and only the absolute truth can set them free or keep them together. Mr. McCrory no longer trusts his wife's word about anything. She defensively suggests he could have been doing questionable things too, but we think that's just projection on her part after her documented deception.
I was excited when Keith was born. I've always wanted a son that I can give my last name to that can share that bond of a junior and that can pass that on to his son.
The truth is, because she did have unprotected sex with somebody else, it's possible that this little boy is not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's been eating away at you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are those genuine tears streaming down her face? Now that she's facing actual consequences for her deception, is Mrs. McCrory finally losing the cool composure she's maintained since the beginning, or is this all just elaborate acting? Emotions are running dangerously high, and Mr. McCrory is demanding a lie detector test because he doesn't believe a single word his wife says anymore about anything.
What's making you so emotional,
Because it's his kid.
And what, you just feel like you're getting... You're beat down by the accusations, or what, you have so much on you because everything didn't turn out the way you thought with Nevaeh, then you come back home.
Yeah, because I feel bad that don't know who her dad is.
Enough about Nevaeh's paternity drama. We're here today to focus specifically on Keith's biological father, and everyone should concentrate on that pressing issue. Mrs. McCrory admits she's still in contact with the potential other man, even though she claims she's certain he's not Keith's father. Before we proceed to the crucial paternity test, let's hear the results of the lie detector test Mrs. McCrory took earlier today.
Then ask if you sent racy pictures to anyone other than your husband in the last 4 years. You admitted that you did.
It makes absolutely no sense to anyone in this courtroom why she would lie during a lie detector test about such serious matters. Every revelation plus the failed test results compound the overwhelming doubt that Mr. McCrory harbors, and his fear that he might not be able to overcome these feelings enough to treat Keith like his son is absolutely heartbreaking for everyone involved.
Mr. McCrory, you are the father.
See, I told you so.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Lyde, you say that for 26 years you have known only one man, the defendant, Mr. Ellis, to be your biological father, and you're devastated that he is claiming you're not his.
It's not every day the truth resurfaces after over a decade of living in what seemed like a peaceful lie, so why come forward now? After growing up alone with just her mother, Danielle is here today to make it crystal clear to Mr. Ellis that he is her biological father and he better start acting like one. This determined young woman wants the recognition and relationship she deserves.
I didn't really have a relationship with Mr. Ellis. Growing up, it was just me and my mom. I've been in and out of group homes, foster homes, no male role model in my life. It's been hard. I had a long...
Mr. Ellis feels genuinely bad for Danielle's situation, but that doesn't change the fact that he firmly believes he is not her father, and he's not stepping up to claim responsibility. He proceeds to tell damaging tales about how her mother was a wild party girl who would disappear for days partying with different men, arguing their skin tones couldn't produce light-skinned Danielle.
Practically white. I don't feel like that's correct because my son was white with black hair and blue eyes, and I'm not white. I don't have blue eyes.
Mr. Ellis, you know that babies come in all shapes, sizes, and shades of color, especially African-American children.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Ellis doesn't have any concrete proof except for the fact that Danielle is light-skinned and her mother had a reputation for partying with multiple men. He desperately wants them to find the real father so they can finally stop bothering him about this paternity issue. They even called social services on him, and after a DNA test was conducted, it allegedly showed 99.9% certainty he was the father.
From her, do juvenile court, but they never show to court
So
juvenile.
the bottom line is a DNA test was performed, yes or no?
Yeah.
After the controversial test was supposedly taken, people kept demanding that Mr. Ellis provide child support, and surprisingly, he actually provided it for years without anyone telling Danielle the truth. She even connected with his extended family members, and they welcomed her with open arms and accepted her as one of their own. So why is Mr. Ellis the only one denying her when his own family embraces her?
Mrs. Lyde, it's not that I'm not trying to accept you for who you are. I think you're a beautiful person. Your mother should have told you and quit lying to you. You deserve the truth.
I do deserve the truth.
She deserved the truth then. He deserves the truth now. And frankly, we all deserve the truth about this messy situation. Danielle is visibly upset and increasingly angry to be caught up in this dramatic paternity dispute. And she feels this entire situation should have been resolved appropriately years ago when she was just a child who needed answers and stability from responsible adults.
Ms. Lyde, you said that you made difficult and unfortunate choices with men because of this absence of a father figure, the relationship with your father.
I feel like if I had a male role model, then, you know, I wouldn't have to go out there and experience things I experienced looking for love in a man.
No innocent child deserves to go through this kind of emotional turmoil and uncertainty about their identity. We're all incredibly proud of how far Danielle has come and the strong woman she has become despite these challenging circumstances. We sincerely hope there's still time for Mr. Ellis to step up and act like a real father, or for her to finally discover her true biological father.
First saw the baby at a month old, she looked 4 months old. And from what I had heard from my son, her father's a great big perfect man. What I heard from my neighbor, she has a little brother that she and the little brother were like twins.
It's important to note that Mrs. Ellis never saw the original DNA test results herself. She's simply going by her gut instinct and family resemblance observations. Danielle believes that Mrs. Ellis has built up hatred toward her over the years, but Mrs. Ellis is absolutely not having any of these accusations. Imagine a child walking up to you claiming that you're their grandmother. That must have been shocking and overwhelming too.
Your Honor, I feel sorry for this child. I've told him this, and I've told my whole family this.
I don't need anybody to feel sorry for me at all, because at the end of the day, I'm blessed. I just want to know the truth.
All Danielle wants is to discover the absolute truth about her paternity, and that's exactly why we're all gathered here today. This courtroom needs to get proper context about why Mr. Ellis was paying child support despite a DNA test that allegedly proved he wasn't the father. Let's hear from our DNA specialist about this confusing situation that has dragged on for over a decade.
How would he get off the hook if there is a result that is a positive result? Surely the state is going to try to locate the father and obtain child support, right?
Absolutely. Child support is not for the mother to waive. So even if Mrs. Lyde's mom said, you know, we're on good terms, I'll waive it.
The expert witness has confirmed that it's entirely possible for these conflicting DNA results to occur under certain circumstances, so now we must rely completely on today's official paternity test to give us the definitive answers we desperately need to resolve this decade-long mystery. The scientific truth will finally set everyone free from this uncertainty and emotional turmoil that has plagued this family.
Gnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Lyde versus Ellis, when it comes to 26-year-old Danielle Lyde, it has been determined by you are caught in the middle of two lifelong best friends because you slept with them both and now have no idea.
Ms. Nadeau isn't exactly winning any awards for loyalty here. Sleeping with your partner's best friend is already a nightmare scenario, but dropping that bombshell on Christmas Eve? That's just villain origin story energy. And to top it off, there's a chance the friend, Mr. Zara, is the real father of little Cameron. Mr. Santilli was shattered, and it's taken him 2 years to even face this situation.
Gonna break down. It's been over a year and a half. I had to convince my 4-year-old how he doesn't have a younger brother no more.
Mr. Santilli isn't just dealing with heartbreak, he's swimming in full-blown betrayal. Imagine the gut punch of losing your relationship and your best friend in one scandalous move. But Miss Nadeau isn't taking all the blame. She says Mr. Santilli dumped her first, telling her she was too good for him while he was grieving. So, from her side of the fence, what he calls cheating was just her moving on.
So I continue to go and see his grandfather while he's in the nursing home getting sicker, starting to pass away. The day he passed away,
and yep, that's right, the so-called best friend, Mr. Zara, is the one Ms. Nadeau ended up sleeping with. What makes it even more outrageous? She did it on the same day Mr. Santilli's grandfather died. Let that sink in. As if that wasn't enough, she even showed up to the funeral with Mr. Zara in tow, standing by her man while secretly sleeping with his best friend.
He told me to do it. He told me specifically in his house, yo, I don't care about the girl, I have another girlfriend.
Everyone wants to point fingers at Mr. Zara, and sure, he should have known better than to hook up with his best friend's ex. But let's not forget Mr. Santilli in all of this. He's the one who dipped on Ms. Nadeau for some other girl like it was no big deal. Actions have consequences, sweetheart. If he had made better choices, maybe we wouldn't be unwrapping DNA results in court today. Just saying.
When you found out Ms. Nadeau was pregnant?
At first, I did not believe the child was mine. No, I denied it to the fullest, yes.
Okay, glad
at
you
first.
admitted it.
Things are heating up in court, and it's getting spicy fast. Mr. Santilli claims he had no clue the baby could belong to Mr. Zara until 2 years after the birth. But Ms. Nadeau is calling his bluff. According to her, he knew there was a question mark over the baby's paternity while he was cutting the umbilical cord. Imagine that, snipping the cord while silently wondering if the baby's even yours. Yikes.
She didn't just say he's not yours. She said it ruthlessly. She said, how do you feel you're holding your best friend's kid, you loser? Which is why I snapped, which is what led to my incarceration.
Woo, Ms. Nadeau really said, I'm a single mother, I do what I want, and then handed over fatherhood duties like it was a game of hot potato. That's beyond cold, it's Arctic. And now, because of that decision, little Cameron calls Mr. Zara Dad and refers to Mr. Santilli by his first name. If that's not a gut punch to a man who once cut the umbilical cord, I don't know what is.
Is Cameron your only child?
No.
They have another baby together too.
We have a daughter together.
Which we?
Me and Mr. Zara.
Mr. Zara didn't just cross the line, he launched himself over it with zero shame and a front flip. Not only did he sleep with his best friend's ex, but he also deliberately got her pregnant while still tangled in the fallout of baby Cameron's paternity drama. That's not just betrayal, that's Olympic-level audacity. And guess what? He's not even with Ms. Nadeau. She's still riding solo as a single mom. Talk about making a mess and walking away whistling.
What is going on with you? What happened that would lead you to be in this position?
Absolutely. This emotional train wreck has gone off the rails, hit a tree, and burst into flames. The only way to douse the fire is with the truth. Who is Cameron's biological father? Mr. Santilli, the betrayed ex who cut the cord and stuck around? Or Mr. Zara, the best friend turned plot twist? There's only one thing left to do. Open that envelope and let the DNA results speak.
It has been determined by this court that Cameron's biological father is Mr. Santilli. You summoned Mr. Thompson to court for a DNA test for your 7-month-old son, G.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim he has neglected his responsibilities as a father since you called off the wedding last.
Phew, now this is a situation packed with drama and denial. Ms. Greenhouse says Mr. Thompson did a full vanishing act the moment she called off the wedding, but he's claiming the baby isn't his because of a short break and a possible 1-week rebound. Classic case of blame it on the break. And let's not forget, his mother is in court backing him up like it's a tag team match.
I have a 4-year-old son by Gregory, and I also have a 7-month-old by Gregory. I called off the wedding because he's insecure and he's disrespectful, and I don't want to marry someone like that.
11 years, a 4-year-old who is probably going to be bullied for a lifetime because of his name, let's be real, and a canceled wedding later, Ms. Greenhouse decided she'd had enough of Mr. Thompson's nonsense. Apparently, she wasn't about to say I do to a lifetime of stress and sketchy behavior. Meanwhile, Mr. Thompson says he doesn't trust her at all. And let's be honest, no relationship can survive without trust.
Thompson, you said you were the one trying to hold this family together. For 8 years, you said.
8 out of the 11, every time I brought this back together. And she used to say it then, you only with me or you only try to keep.
It's giving toxic high school sweetheart energy, the kind where love and resentment hold hands. Mr. Thompson paints himself as the glue holding the family together, but according to Ms. Greenhouse, that glue was barely sticking. She says she stayed because he was her first love, and sometimes that nostalgia keeps you trapped in chaos far longer than you should be.
If she admits to you that while we were off, I slept with someone, and then you decide to get back together, you know this, right? This is not a surprise to you that she was...
This couple is the definition of dysfunction. They can't get through a sentence without yelling over each other, and it's giving pure chaos. Mr. Thompson knew what he was walking into when they got back together. He was fully aware of the affair, or affairs, as he claims, yet he still signed the birth certificate and helped name baby Gay. So what's with the selective outrage now? Sir, you don't get to play shocked months later.
I'm Kristen Greenhouse's youngest sister. I'm only here because I was there during the time that Chrissy and Greg rekindled their relationship.
You're saying you were there.
Now this is where things get juicy. Mr. Thompson had the perfect chance to clear up any doubt before signing the birth certificate. Ms. Greenhouse literally suggested a DNA test right after Gay was born, but he said nah and put pen to paper anyway. So what's with the sudden suspicion? The timing is suspiciously convenient. Could it be that he only started questioning paternity after Ms. Greenhouse called off the wedding?
G does look exactly like Chrissy. He does.
And it's just...
This boy has an extra large head. His daddy do, his brothers do. He don't have it.
If this is them in public, imagine the drama behind closed doors. It's giving toxic with a side of chaos. Since the breakup, Mr. Thompson hasn't contributed financially, and his mother's main argument? That baby Gay doesn't look like her son or her first grandchild. Okay, but paternity isn't a fashion show. Still, she gives credit where it's due. They are good parents, just not good for each other at all.
On a Chevy Impala 2008 for $750.
Yes, ma'am.
You're saying you put this down payment down on a car.
This couple can't even agree on who paid for a car, so how are they supposed to raise a whole human together? Ms. Greenhouse wants $750 back for a down payment she claims she made on a family car, but Mr. Thompson insists he paid for it. Honestly, they're the definition of he said, she said. Judge Lake shuts that down quickly. No one's getting reimbursed.
Can I speak, Your Honor, please?
You already had your chance. You shouldn't have been here speaking at all.
These poor children.
Exactly.
How can you grow up like...
What a mess. This is emotional warfare, and the real victims here are the kids caught in the crossfire. With all the yelling, accusations, and pettiness, you'd think this was a reality show, not real life. It's a shame the children have to grow up in this chaos. Anyway, the moment of truth is here. The DNA results are in, and trust me, you're going to want to brace yourself. This one's wild.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Thompson, you are the father. You're here to prove to your ex-boyfriend, Scotty Rasmussen, that he is not the father of your 3-year-old daughter, Zaylee Rasmussen.
Yes, Your Honor.
You claim you've been in an...
You poured your heart into raising a little girl for 3 years, loved her like your own, only for someone to turn around and claim she's not even yours, all out of spite. That was Scotty Rasmussen's reality heading into paternity court. His girlfriend, Ms. Miller, came ready to prove he's not Zaylee Rasmussen's biological father. But what Scotty didn't know, the truth waiting in that envelope could break him.
Yes, Your Honor.
You say you've been there for your daughter her entire life, and you're here today to prove you are Zaylee's father.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rasmussen, why is Ms. Miller saying...
Well, well, what a start to this emotional roller coaster. Mr. Rasmussen openly admits to cheating, but claims it only happened when the relationship was already falling apart. Ms. Miller, however, isn't buying that timeline. According to her, he was unfaithful from the jump. Maybe that's where all that bitterness stems from. But here's the kicker. Ms. Miller also claims Scotty simply doesn't have the means to care for little Zaylee.
Is it enough to buy her clothes so she doesn't have to wear cut-off sweatpants and the same t-shirt every time I pick her up?
I do that.
Talk about a quick turn of events. Ms. Miller tries to soften the blow by claiming she doesn't hate Mr. Rasmussen, but let's be honest, her actions scream otherwise. She insists that her reasons are purely maternal. She just knows deep down that Zaylee isn't his and wants to protect her child. But come on, is this really about protecting Zaylee or protecting her own version of the truth?
You were intimate with someone else, and you believe that you were intimate with that other person during the time Zaylee was conceived and Mr. Rasmussen was all the way in Las Vegas.
In any regular situation, say outside the courtroom with a bit of common sense, everything here screams, Mr. Rasmussen is the dad. His name's right there on the birth certificate, he's been raising Zaylee since day one, and he's emotionally all in. But leave it to Ms. Miller to toss a paternity grenade into the mix 4 months postpartum. Just like that, she introduces the idea of another possible father.
Even quite sure, after we broke up, he changed his number.
Let's get this straight. The other guy, the one Ms. Miller now claims might be Zaylee's father, wants absolutely nothing to do with her or the baby. Zero interest, not even a shred of concern. And yet she's here, in paternity court, fighting tooth and nail to prove Mr. Rasmussen isn't the dad? That's wild. Even wilder? She says she doesn't feel an ounce of guilt for dropping that bombshell months after birth, just because Zaylee started looking like someone else.
Are insisting that Mr. Rasmussen is not the child's father, and yet you're receiving child support from Mr. Rasmussen.
As the moment of truth approaches, you can feel the tension gripping the courtroom like a vice. Mr. Rasmussen, clinging to hope, says if Zaylee turns out to be his daughter, it would be the happiest moment of his life. But if she isn't, he admits no amount of time or warning could ever prepare him for that kind of heartbreak. And honestly, who could blame him?
I don't think I'd be able to prepare myself for just how devastating that would be to not only me, but my entire family.
Jerome, I think it's time for...
After all the accusations, denials, tears, and tension, this is it, the moment we've all been waiting for. Judge Lake opens that envelope and the courtroom falls completely silent. No one breathes. This isn't just another day in court, this is one of those reveals, the kind that sends jaws to the floor and changes lives forever. Whatever the results say, one thing's for sure, this courtroom will never forget today.
That's a lot of nerve considering the alternative is somebody that don't want nothing to do with you or your child.
I'm sorry.
That's a lot of nerve.
Judge Lake did not come to play. She gave Ms. Miller a reality check so sharp it could cut glass. And honestly, it was overdue. Now the big question, who's going to look that sweet little girl in the eyes and tell her that the only father she's ever known isn't really her father? That pain, unmatched. And poor Mr. Rasmussen, he just had his whole world yanked from under him.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Rasmussen, you are not the father. This infidelity has caused questions regarding your 2-year-old daughter, Robin, and 6-month-old son, Jermaine Jr.'s paternity. Although you are hopeful that both are your children,
Ms. Bodine is back in paternity court, again, and this time, it's even messier than before. She's married, she has 2 kids, and plot twist, neither of them may belong to her husband. Enter Mr. Benning, who's back on the courtroom stage like it's his own personal soap opera. This poor man has already shed tears once on live TV, and now he's here to see if he's the father of both children. Buckle up, this one's a crazy trip.
And treat me like my mother took care of me.
Oh, that's
so
wonderful.
I've always stuck by with that.
So having a daughter is so important to you.
So important, I waited.
Ms. Bodine comes clean. Yes, she cheated on Mr. Benning. No point sugarcoating anything at this stage. Still, she insists with near certainty that baby Robin is his. Mr. Benning, bless his heart, says he was thrilled when he first found out she was pregnant, but that happiness didn't last long. Why? Because what came next was enough to shatter anyone's joy.
I was in the hospital sitting across from Kayla as she was pushing this baby out, and I received a text from a guy telling me to leave the hospital because that's his baby and he needs to be there.
Whew, talk about plot twists. Miss Bodine, in a rare moment of responsibility, actually had the other potential father tested before today's hearing. And surprise, surprise, the results show there's a 0% chance that Robin belongs to him. So that's one man off the hook. But does this clear the path for Mr. Benning? Not quite. Things are only just heating up.
The DNA test doesn't mean anything considering the fact that she's cheated on me with more than one person.
Oh!
There could be other guys out there, that's just one, you know?
Now, that's the plot.
Well now, isn't that something? Both Mr. Benning and Ms. Bodine are convinced that little Robin is the spitting image of Mr. Benning's late mother. In fact, they're over here romanticizing her birth like she's grandma reincarnated. It's touching, sure, but we all know resemblance doesn't equal paternity. And sadly, the only spirit making an appearance today is the cold, hard truth, courtesy of Judge Lake's courtroom.
She diaper her and look at her and play with her and she's calling me daddy, and there's something in the back of my head saying she might not be. You know, there's a text message on my phone saying,
"Come on now, Ms. Bodine, spare us the performance." We all see the heartbreak train pulling back into the station, and Mr. Benning's standing right on the tracks. She's clinging to her 100% sure claim like that means something in paternity court, when history says otherwise. And you can't blame Mr. Benning for doubting it. After all this chaos, now he's wondering if his son is even his.
The child isn't his.
I don't know. I cannot control what other people say. I know what I'm saying and I know what I prove.
Well, Ms. Bodine, most times, people don't just say stuff unless they see stuff. If he has people telling him that the baby is not his, don't you think you need to reevaluate the situation and look at all the other men you've been with? Look at how she confidently debunks everything, saying it's a lie. In addition to that, Mr. Benning says that he simply does not trust a single word that comes out of her mouth.
We spent 2 years together, you can't change that. You can't take that away.
You said earlier that if Robin was not your biological child, it causes you to doubt whether or not.
What a twist of the knife. Ms. Bodine, mouth agape, looking like she just found out the sky is blue. Ma'am, you started this avalanche, and now the spotlight shifts to baby Jermaine Jr. The doubts Mr. Benning has? Oh, they were planted and watered by none other than Miss Bodine herself. Yes, the same woman who seems to treat paternity court like a revolving door. Incredible, truly.
There was a text to you, Mr. Benning, that says, "I'm filing papers for a DNA test on Jermaine." That'll cause paternity doubt?
Talk about emotional whiplash. Mr. Benning was there, front row and center, for Jermaine Jr.'s birth, holding hands, cutting cords, signing certificates. The baby carries his name, for crying out loud. And after all of that, Ms. Bodine had the audacity to text him with a, "Hey, maybe he's not yours?" The nerve. Honestly, if the results don't shatter him, they might just make him bulletproof.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Benning, you are not the father.
That he's gonna leave her, he don't wanna be with her, so in my mind, you keep telling me this, I'm thinking like, okay, he's gonna do it, he wanna be with me, then if he keeps telling me he don't wanna be with her.
So, Mr. McKnight, you not doing enough talking today.
Your Honor, I never told her one time that I wanted to.
Oops. Mr. Ramon McKnight might as well write a book with all the tales he tells, because this man is a full-time storyteller. To Ms. Wilson, he's whispering sweet forever after promises. But plot twist, he's still married and has zero intention of signing any divorce papers. Worse, he won't repeat any of those love-drenched vows with his wife in the room. And the cherry on top? He's denying the baby. Classic.
He said he had to wait on her to do the divorce. He can't just do it. He had to wait on her to do the first divorce move.
Oh, Jerome, have you ever heard about that kind of divorce?
According to Ms. Wilson, Mr. McKnight wasn't exactly running from fatherhood when little Shakira was born. In fact, he showed up at the hospital like a proud dad. No denials, no doubts, just vibes. But Ms. Wilson, ever the documentarian of drama, decided to snap a little photo of him right there in the room and send it straight to his wife. Petty? Maybe. Understandable? Oh, absolutely.
So, Mr. McKnight, is that you in the picture?
Yes, Your Honor.
On your phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
In the hospital room with your mistress, Miss Wilson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm. Were you texting your wife to say you just gonna be a little bit later?
Ah, yes. The classic exit strategy. Time-honored and tragically predictable. Mr. McKnight really played the full stereotype here. One moment he's in the hospital room, pretending to be just curious, not concerned, and the next he's pulling a Houdini while casually telling Ms. Wilson that he would be back soon after getting some cigarettes. And you know what they say about men who leave to get milk, cigarettes.
Sounds like to me you had a good hunch that you could be Shakira's biological father.
Yes.
That's why you took your little self up there to that hospital.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, since that time,
oh, the irony is too rich. Mrs. McKnight, bless her heart, was out here playing marriage counselor to her own husband's side chick, cheering him on to do the honorable thing and check in on the woman he got pregnant. Meanwhile, Mr. McKnight was out here giving Oscar-worthy performances, claiming he hadn't even seen Ms. Wilson since she gave birth. Sir, you were at the hospital in the delivery room, possibly still smelling like baby wipes and bad decisions.
And that speaks to how passionate I am about getting this situation resolved. Nothing in me wanted to get on a flight after burying my mother.
Mrs. McKnight isn't here to play games or cry in corners. She came with her boundaries packed and zipped. If Shakira turns out to be Mr. McKnight's child, she's out. No debates, no part 2, no reunion special, just exit, stage left. But let's not forget, Mr. McKnight is holding on to his doubts like they're the last lifeline on a game show. According to him, the timeline's off and the baby might not be his.
Telling the gentleman that, oh, your granddaughter is doing fine, and so I'm like, so how's you telling everybody that?
you saw a text in Miss Wilson's phone?
Yes, Your Honor.
Exactly. Imagine sitting at home, juggling your double life, and then boom, your mistress sends a message to another man saying, "Congratulations, Grandpa." At that point, even Sherlock Holmes would raise an eyebrow. Mr. McKnight may be living foul, but in this case, his suspicions weren't pulled from thin air, and as it turns out, his doubts weren't just petty jealousy or deflection, they were spot on.
Salvage your relationship with your wife.
I do, but I just gotta work on getting me right.
Now that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Mr. McKnight is up there sounding like a reformed man, all about doing right and stepping up. Admirable, yes. If only we could hit rewind and delete the mistress, the lies, and the disappearing act at the hospital. As for Mrs. McKnight, she's sitting there with a front row seat to the drama, probably wondering if she married a husband or a daytime soap opera.
To try to get himself together.
I'll always be his friend, Your Honor, but I would have to strongly consider.
Exactly. At this point, the vows are hanging by a thread, and the only thing keeping this triangle tangled is Shakira's paternity. If Mr. McKnight turns out to be the father, he'll have more explaining to do than a kid caught sneaking in after curfew. If he's not, Ms. Wilson might have just dragged the wrong man into her drama.
Wilson, it has been determined by this court. Mr. McKnight, you are the father. Mr. Matthews' wife is the reason he's denying paternity of your son. Now, you claim that Mrs. Matthews was once your best friend since 6th grade.
Things took a sharp left turn when Ms. Hadnot revealed that Mr. Matthews' wife, who used to be her best friend, might be the very reason he's now denying her child. She says that after she confided in her friend about being pregnant by Mr. Matthews, the friend didn't back off. Instead, she got pregnant by him too and ended up becoming his wife.
And then we ended up sleeping together, but she was at the house where we slept together at.
And so she knew you were interested in him, or you guys had...
According to Mr. Matthews, yes, he did sleep with Ms. Hadnot. No denying that. But here's where things get a little twisted. He insists that he and his now wife were just best friends before things ever got romantic with Ms. Hadnot. That's not how Ms. Hadnot remembers it, though. In her version, the timeline doesn't add up, and she's not buying his attempt to rewrite the past.
Both of them.
Wait a minute, they told you they were cousins?
Yes, she said they was cousins living in the same house because he had another girlfriend at the house where they was at.
It definitely adds some weight to Ms. Hadnot's story. She says she was already pregnant for Mr. Matthews when Ms. Matthews suddenly popped up, and not just as a friend, but as competition. Imagine being blindsided by your best friend jumping into bed with your man, then proudly flaunting a baby bump of her own. But now, we've got the million-dollar question. How is Ms. Hadnot so sure Mr. Matthews is the father of her child?
It's been times when she, can you take me here? It's always been about money, finance. She's a gold digger.
So you not only felt like she could have, well, she did.
Mr. Matthews says he wasn't even told directly when the baby was born. He found out through Ms. Hadnot's mother. That alone was a red flag for him. In his mind, if he were truly the father, he would have been front and center in that delivery room. Instead, he feels like a backup option, like someone else was supposed to be there but bailed. And that's when the doubts about paternity really started kicking in.
I'm supposed to know.
I wasn't in a relationship with you in the first place. You was a one-night stand, and that's what it was.
Yeah, well, so obviously if I was a one-night stand, who else was a one-night stand? So that's why I have doubt.
Come on now, Mrs. Matthews. There's oops, and then there's a full-on life detour. You don't accidentally fall into bed with someone, forget the protection, accidentally get pregnant, and then whoops, walk down the aisle with them. That's not a series of mistakes, that's a whole storyline. Let's call it what it is, a series of choices. And now, here we are.
I was there for Terry through all her stuff.
And
no matter what. Her grandma, through everything, with her grandpa, all that, I was there for Terry.
Yes, she was.
And she was there for me, but she betrayed me.
If chaos had a face, it just might look like Terry Matthews. This woman could turn a calm day into a full-blown disaster with one decision. One minute she's your best friend, the next she's knee-deep in betrayal, and somehow still acting like it's all just a big mix-up. Oops, I accidentally set fire to your life is basically her catchphrase at this point.
Your best friend comes to you and says, I'm pregnant by the same guy too? What did you think?
Mr. Matthews is really out here acting like he's confused about why the women in his life are at each other's throats. Sir, you got two best friends pregnant. What did you expect? A baby shower collab? Now, to sprinkle extra chaos, Ms. Matthews is telling him that Ms. Hadnot's baby might not even be his. So not only did she steal her best friend's man, she's now trying to snatch the baby too. Yikes!
In your statement to the court, you stated that you're trying to break a cycle. You want to make sure your son has his father.
Yes, because my son asks me all the time.
Exactly. At the end of the day, it's the child caught in the middle of this messy adult drama. Ms. Hadnot might have made some questionable choices, but it's hard not to feel for her when you think about what her son could lose. If Mr. Matthews is the father, then hopefully this madness was worth some kind of truth. Let's rip the bandage off and see what the DNA results reveal.
Of 4-year-old Jamari Matthews Jones. Mr. Matthews, you are the father.
Thank you. I told you.
Your world was turned upside down at the age of 8 when you received the shocking news that the man you believed to be your biological father was not.
All right, folks, buckle up. Lauren Lake's Paternity Court is serving the drama today. This poor woman, Ms. Robertson, her entire world just exploded at 8 years old. Imagine finding out the man you thought was your dad isn't. The sheer audacity of keeping that secret. And then, bam, new dad unlocked via phone book. This is already wild, and we're just getting started, people.
When I was 8 years old, my mother had sat me down and she had found Mr. McBain in the phone book, and she said, "This is your biological father right here."
So picture this. Mama Bear just casually flips open a phone book. Yes, a relic from the ancient past. Points to some dude and says, "Surprise, that's your real dad. Can you even?" And his name is on the birth certificate. The plot thickens, doesn't it? What a way to find out your entire lineage is a lie.
Yes, my name may be on there, Your Honor. However, it's on there because the state put it on there. I had nothing to do with putting my name on her birth certificate.
Mr. McBain Sr. claims the state just magically slapped his name on the birth certificate? Seriously? And he's like, "Oh, I had doubts," which is why he let another man adopt her. Make it make sense, people. This isn't some bureaucratic oopsie. This sounds like a man spinning his own web of lies. The audacity is absolutely staggering. Pure delusion.
Yes, Your Honor, she was. Not only she was unfaithful, she asked me for a threesome at one point in the marriage as well.
So, Ms. Robertson, I want to move to you a little bit because
Whoa, the drama just hit maximum overdrive. Mr. McBain drops the bombshell that his ex-wife, Ms. Robertson's mother, allegedly asked for a threesome. And then Ms. Robertson confronts him. "We met when I was 13. His response? A blank stare. Zero recollection. Convenient amnesia? Much? This is pure chaos, and the finger pointing is off the charts. What a guy. Forgetting his own daughter."
Do you have any doubts that Mr. McBain is your daughter's biological father?
Your Honor, Mr. McBain, you and I were married.
Here comes Ms. Graham, going all out to prove Mr. McBain is indeed her child's father, reminding him of some seemingly forgotten facts. The finger-pointing begins, both parties throwing blame as the court watches in utter amazement. Is Ms. Graham really refuting Mr. McBain's ridiculous claims, or is she hiding something from us? I guess we'll have to find out.
Well, between the Coast Guard telling me I was sterile and the fact that the man's Hawaiian, he's Samoan.
Your Honor, this girl is white as white could be.
Are you kidding me? Mr. McBain, the man who looks like a Viking Santa, is suggesting his very white daughter might be Samoan because her mom supposedly had a fling with a Samoan dude? And he says she has Samoan features? Look at her. This is peak absurdity, folks. Does he even own a mirror? The mental gymnastics here are Olympic level.
I met at least 10 gentlemen who claimed that they had been in her bed.
10?
Oh, the gloves are off. Mr. McBain does not stop at calling Ms. Graham a cheat. He also accuses her of once having 10 men on her bed. Mic drop. Of course, Mama Graham denies it. It's a full-blown blame game, everyone. Even the air in the courtroom smells toxic. Who's telling the truth? Who's just slinging mud? This is top-tier pettiness on display for us.
Ms. Robertson, I can only imagine how difficult this testimony is for you to hear.
Yes, Judge Lake, preach. She is laying down the law. Finally, someone is speaking for Ms. Robertson. These two adults are bickering about threesomes and Samoan features, and their daughter is just caught in this hurricane of their dysfunction. And the judge is right. Ms. Robertson is the one who suffered the most. This is just heartbreaking. The emotional damage these parents have caused is incalculable.
As follows. In the case of Robertson v. McBain, when it comes to 33-year-old Maylene.
Okay, people, this is the moment of truth. Judge Lake has the results for Ms. Robertson and Mr. McBain Sr. Look at their faces. Ms. Robertson looks like she's holding her breath, hoping for an answer. Any answer. Mr. McBain? Still looking smug. The suspense is absolutely killing. What will it be, folks? Get ready.
Mr. McBain Sr., you are not her father. Mr. Manser, you claim you spent 5 years in prison for failing to pay child support for the defendant, Ms. Sears' son.
Okay, let's just stop right there. The case is barely underway and the setup is already absolutely staggering. The man spent 5 years locked away in prison for unpaid child support for a child whose paternity was never even proven. Are you kidding me? 5 actual years of his life gone based on an accusation and a default judgment. This is going to be a wild one, folks. I can already feel it.
But as far as intimacy, we was together one time, and I hate to be crude, but it was a one-night stand.
And here we go, the first point of pure chaos. He claims it was just a one-night stand, a simple mistake that spiraled out of control. But watch her face. The immediate scoff, the look of complete disdain. She is not buying what he is selling for 1 single second. The battle lines are drawn, everyone. He says it was a quick fling, she says it was something more. Someone is not telling the truth.
I've never, to this day, thank God for your show, or I'd never know for sure whether or not I was the natural father.
What a move. So, he says he would have known the truth if he had just shown up for court back then, and then she fires back and says he'd have known if he'd shown up in court. Absolutely beautiful. He basically just admitted his entire problem was his own refusal to participate in the process. He created this entire mess for himself through sheer stubbornness.
Fine.
I'm sure you did.
I wasn't busy running away from everybody.
Did you?
You didn't pay child support for about...
Wow. Blames flying left and right. Ms. Sayre accuses Mr. Manser of running away from his responsibilities but doesn't stop there. She claims he was supposed to pay child support for 8 years and not 3, as Mr. Manser says. Of course, he refutes her claim. So many layers to this mess. When does it end? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Why? Because I have had a DNA test done and I have the results right here. Would you like a copy of it?
Well, she's worked for lab pretty much for the last 20 years.
Whoa. Whoa, the plot is getting incredibly thick now. Ms. Sayre claims she already has DNA results from a previous test, but Mr. Manser immediately goes on the attack, suggesting she could have falsified the results because she works in a lab. The accusation is just hanging in the air. He is essentially calling her a criminal mastermind who cooked up fake documents. This is escalating to a whole new level of drama.
That's right.
Meaning,
imagine that.
there is no social security number.
That's right.
There is no address.
She forgot to put that part in there.
There is no information about you. It's all blank.
This is peak absurdity, people. Judge Lake is reviewing the paperwork from this supposed previous DNA test, and the entire section for the alleged father is completely blank. No name, no ID number, no photograph, not even a thumbprint. This is the proof she's been holding on to? A form with half the information missing is her smoking gun? My mind is completely blown by this level of absolute foolishness.
To do with it would express doubt.
You even had nothing to do with 3 of your kids, including
I
the
know.
one
I got
sitting
one
there.
right here.
Not until he was.
The finger pointing is just off the charts. She accuses him of abandoning 3 of his children. He fires back that he was in prison for 5 of those years, which is a pretty solid reason for being absent, wouldn't you say? But she just dismisses it entirely. This is pure, unadulterated pettiness on full display. They are not even trying to find common ground. It's just a full-blown attack from both sides.
Ms. Sayre, you are very emotional right now. What are you feeling in this moment?
I feel like I have never ever deserved disrespect.
Isn't this something? Now she is playing the victim card, crying about how she has never been so disrespected in her life. This, after she is the one who let this man go to prison for 5 years without definitive proof he was even the father. She's upset about her feelings being hurt? Seriously? The level of delusion required to see herself as the primary victim here is truly something to behold.
Because of the sensitivity of this issue, ran 2 tests. The results are as follows. In the case of
Here we are. The moment of truth is upon us. Judge Lake is holding the envelope, and the tension is unbelievable. She notes that because of the extreme nature of this case, the lab ran not 1, but 2 separate tests to be absolutely certain. Look at their faces. He is trying to hold it together, she looks completely terrified, and the son just wants an answer. This is it, everyone.
Mr. Manser, you are not
God.
his father.
Oh, man.
Ms. Jackson, you say Mr. Figures was a smooth-talking Casanova who swept you off your feet and out of your clothes and then left you with a baby.
So the story begins. He was a smooth-talking Casanova who charmed his way into her life and then vanished, leaving a baby behind. What a classic tale. You just know this is going to be a roller coaster. She is absolutely convinced he is the father after all this time. This is the setup for some truly spectacular courtroom fireworks, people. I am already completely hooked on this drama.
When I saw him with the long, curly black hair, he was just I was stunned. I was.
Get this. She was so taken by his long curly black hair that she was completely stunned. He was just so gorgeous, she says. This was not love, she clarifies. It was infatuation. Ah yes, the kind of infatuation that apparently leads to a child 2 decades later. Make it make sense. She was completely captivated by his looks, and that seems to be her entire case.
Let's keep it real now.
So the bottom line, you all did have a sexual relationship, right?
Yes, we did.
So Mr. Figures, you acknowledge that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You did. Did you use protection? Were you guys using protection at the time?
Wait, what? He just called her out. Now he's talking about their little get-togethers on the green grass. Is that what we are calling it now? What an incredibly bizarre and specific detail to bring up in court. The man is already building his defense on the idea that she was infatuated with everyone. This is crazy foolishness, and we are just getting started, everyone.
She calls my name twice. 3rd time, she called his name.
Oh!
Now, I admit I didn't stop because we was in the middle of handling it. But
whoa, this is an absolute bombshell. He claims that during their moment of passion, she called out his friend's name, Mustafa. Can you believe the audacity? She vehemently denies it, of course, but he is planting a serious seed of doubt here. What a move. Calling out another man's name is a huge accusation to make in a paternity case. This is getting incredibly messy, folks.
It didn't come to, but the person that he's talking about.
What in the world is going on here? Mr. Figures insists Daniel isn't his son, while Ms. Jackson accuses him of once confronting the potential father, Mustafa, telling him that he, Mr. Figures, was the father of the child she was pregnant with at that time. Does it get more complicated than this?
Sound like a man right now. You're not sounding like a man right now. You're not sounding like a man right now.
Did he really just say that? To his potential son, who is openly weeping in a courtroom? The young man says he doesn't sound like a man, and he fires back, "You don't sound like a man right now." What a cold, heartless thing to say. The lack of empathy is stunning. What a guy. This is peak narcissist behavior right here.
The only person I really see as my father, because he's been there, is my youngest.
This is genuinely heartbreaking. Danielle is breaking down, explaining that the only father he's ever known is his younger brother's dad. He's had to watch everyone else have a father their whole lives while he had nothing. You can feel the 20 years of pain and confusion in his voice. This young man deserved so much better than this.
Come on, look at that boy.
It's a side-by-side picture.
Really?
Look at the screen. The side-by-side photos are up and the resemblance is, well, you be the judge. The mother is absolutely losing her mind, screaming, "Look at that boy." She is 100% certain, and honestly, the pictures are making a strong case. How can he deny this when the visual evidence is staring him right in the face? This is getting so intense before the final results.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Jackson.
Here we go, everyone. The moment of truth after 20 long years. The judge has the envelope. She's even admitting this is one of the biggest shockers she's ever seen in her courtroom, and that she did not see this coming. What does that mean? The tension is absolutely unbearable. Danielle and his mother are on the edge of their seats. This is it. The answer is finally here.
Determined by this court, Mr. Figures, you are not the father. Mr. Thompson, you are in court today in hopes of saving your 11-year marriage. Your wife has a newborn 4-month-old, Micah Pate Thompson.
11 years of marriage, and now Mr. Thompson is here questioning if his 4-month-old is even his. The doubt is apparently overwhelming. And get this, Mrs. Pate Thompson is praying for a miracle to save her family. Oh, the drama is already simmering, everyone. This is going to be a wild ride from the looks of it.
The current status of our relationship is it's rocky. You know, we don't sleep in the same bedroom. We haven't slept in the same bedroom in years.
Hold on, did he just say years? Not sleeping in the same bed? And no intimacy for 7 or 8 months? Plus, she doesn't cook, clean, or work according to him. This sounds less like a marriage and more like a very awkward roommate situation. What exactly is holding this 11-year bond together, folks? The plot, as they say, thickens considerably.
You decide to get married.
She ended up eventually moving in with me and my family. You know, in a short time after, we found out that she was pregnant.
Just take a look at their eyes light up talking about their ghetto wedding and hood romantic love story. Is this a movie script or their actual life? It's clear these two love each other very much, but things got horribly wrong and spun wildly out of control. Now let's hope Judge Lauren helps them get their act together.
Marriage counseling before we even got married.
So it was like, we did like a little 15-minute counseling session in the bedroom.
Oh my goodness.
So, Mr. Thompson is out here claiming she was texting and meeting other men early in the marriage, and then he casually drops that he got DNA tests for their first 2 boys. This isn't his first rodeo with doubt, clearly, and she's over there saying he was toasted at their wedding. The accusations are flying, people. This is pure, unadulterated chaos unfolding before our very eyes.
What went wrong was when me and LaToya first started getting into marriage and stuff like that, I had found out she was doing some things that she shouldn't have been doing. Text messaging, meeting up with guys and stuff like that.
Wait, rewind that. He already DNA tested their first 2 children because he suspected her of cheating back then too? This is absolutely staggering. So, the trust in this 11-year hood romantic love story has been shattered multiple times before baby Micah even came along. This isn't just about one baby, everyone. This is a whole saga of suspicion. My mind is completely blown by this revelation.
Your Honor, I think when we first got married, we really weren't ready to be married.
You didn't understand the depth of the commitment and the responsibility of marriage.
So Ms. Pate Thompson thinks the problem with their marriage and where it all went wrong is that they both weren't ready for marriage. Mr. Thompson, however, begs to differ. He thinks the problem is a communication breakdown. He was willing to talk things out, discuss, and get feedback on how to be better, but she didn't. She kept silent and went playing around with other guys.
Me and her had ample
While
conversations
he was with somebody else.
about her working on herself. She was working on herself because she deleted me off social media.
So he left, and she says he was living with someone else. But he claims she was the one saying she'd work on herself, only to then start adding new men on social media. Who is telling the truth here, folks? They're both pointing fingers, both claiming the other was moving on. This is getting messier by the second.
She was texting, but she not calling. She said she in a job interview. It don't make no sense. Why are you texting me in a job interview, but you can't pick your phone up? So when she didn't call back that night, I knew it was a problem.
The plot twist. She was supposedly in Atlanta for a job interview, but her friend took her phone so she couldn't call, and now, under Judge Lake's questioning, she admits that despite denying it in the past, she actually was with another guy in Atlanta. The gasp from the audience says it all. That is a bombshell confession, everyone. The truth always comes out in paternity court, doesn't it?
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows.
All right, everyone, here we go. Judge Lake has the results. Mr. Thompson is sweating bullets, clearly hoping against hope. Mrs. Pate Thompson looks like she's seen a ghost, probably replaying that Atlanta weekend in her head. The tension is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Will this hood romantic love story have a surprise ending, or is it exactly what we think?
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Thompson, you are not the father.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is the case of Jackson versus Brennan.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
Ms. Jackson, you and your mother opened your case because your childhood sweetheart.
Paternity court is in session, so we've got Ms. Jackson demanding Mr. Brennan man up for their daughter who has cerebral palsy. But wait for it, Mr. Brennan is all, "Not my kid, Judge. I know who the real dad is." Oh, this is gonna be a wild ride from the get-go. The drama is already simmering, people.
I just wish he would be there for his child and step up to the plate with his responsibilities, pretty much, and be there like he was in the beginning.
And just like that, Ms. Jackson lays it out. She just wants him to step up, do more for his daughter, be a father. Apparently, Mr. Brennan is contributing a grand total of 0 to this child's life. Seriously? 0? What a guy. Really setting the bar high for fatherhood from the start. This is just something else.
Yes, I was always there, and I actually got kicked out of their house. That's why I wasn't there, and they don't let me see her. I've asked for a paternity test before. Oh my God. I've even got messages of that, but it's okay.
Mr. Brennan flips the script, claiming he was kicked out and they won't let him see the child. And get this, he says he's begged for a paternity test several times, but Ms. Jackson allegedly said no. The grandma's reaction in the background is pure gold, folks. A web of accusations already. Who is telling the truth here? Make it make sense.
Okay, so I found out I was pregnant. We started talking about everything, and he was there. We hung out all the time. We walked together.
Okay, so Ms. Jackson says Mr. Brennan was initially supportive during the pregnancy. Then bam, he starts questioning paternity while she's still pregnant. Why, you ask? Because apparently she was with an ex during a supposed break. Oh, the classic "we were on a break" defense rears its ugly head. This is getting juicier by the second. The plot thickens.
His mother's house.
She disappeared for 3 weeks, Your Honor, and then she comes back a week later and she's pregnant.
Ms. Jackson disappeared for 3 weeks?
She disappeared for 3 weeks.
That's
came
false
back.
information.
Oh, this is absurd, people. Mr. Brennan's mother now claims Ms. Jackson vanished for 3 weeks and returned pregnant. Then Mr. Brennan chimes in that he was the one being cheated on constantly. But wait, Ms. Jackson immediately fires back that he was the cheater. It's a he said, she said, mom said free-for-all. My mind is officially blown by this circus.
A text message between you and Ms. Winters.
Yes.
All right. Ms. Jackson, you...
Evidence time. Grandma Angel whips out text messages where Mr. Brennan's own mother, Ms. Winters, supposedly declared Makia isn't her grandkid. In fact, she pulls out a photo of the real daddy. This is not a drill, folks. We have dueling grandmas and photographic proof that contradicts everything. What is even happening anymore? This is unadulterated chaos.
This gentleman, he's been away for a while and he kept calling me every week. He's friends with Johnny. I get a phone call after about a year talking to him and he goes, Mama, Chris, he goes, I need to tell you something.
And the plot twists keep coming. Christina now claims a friend of her son Johnny confessed to her that he is the father because Ms. Jackson told him so. And Johnny says yes, that same friend just spilled all of Haley's past secrets to him. So is the friend the father, a confidant, or just a chaos agent? Judge Lake is trying to navigate this absolute maze.
It was him and
That's
nobody else.
what I want to know.
Because
So you don't want to see your granddaughter?
He tells the truth.
You don't want to see your granddaughter because of what someone else
Oh,
said.
I'm going to see her, believe that.
I'm not talking to you.
And the moment we've all been waiting for, the mothers going for each other's throats. The kids can't even say anything. The back and forth is insane, and harsh words are flying like strays in the courtroom. One look at Judge Lauren's face is all you need to know she and everyone else in the courtroom has had enough. Fix up, mamas.
No, you don't.
You just don't. You just done. This, what I see is our childhood sweethearts and their respective mothers.
Judge Lake is laying down the emotional reality here. Makia needs all the love and care she can get, and Mr. Brennan, with surprising conviction, declares if Makia is his, he's coming for her. Meanwhile, Ms. Jackson is confident and without doubts. The air is electric. Results are moments away, people. This is it.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. Brennan, you are the father.
Thank God.
Ms. Johnson, after years of pain and suffering, you've petitioned the court for a DNA test to answer the question your son Damien.
All right, let's begin. Ms. Johnson believes the love of her life, who is deceased, is her son's father. But Ms. Fortuné, the deceased's sister, believes it's all a lie, because Ms. Johnson admitted to sleeping with other men, and from this episode's title, we are looking at 6 men. 6, not 2, not 3, 6. This is shaping up to be an entire bracket tournament to find a father. We are about to witness a disaster of epic proportions. I am so ready for this.
When did you first tell the family that Mr. Ellerson could be Damien's biological father?
She waited until his 13th birthday, a week after his 13th birthday. So for 12 full years, this boy had absolutely no information, and then on his special day, she decides to drop this catastrophe on him. That is some next level timing. What a wonderful birthday present for a confused teenager. Absolutely incredible decision making on display here.
Like I asked him too, I was like, what's going on? He just checked to see if he had any diseases. So later on that day,
this is the greatest lie I have ever heard in my life. So one day, default dad shows up to test Damien for diseases with a Q-tip in his mouth. What disease exactly did he think he was testing for? Oh, I know. He was testing for DNA. And then when the results came in and proved he wasn't the father, default dad completely ghosted Damien and rode off into the sunset. Not very considerate dad.
What leads you to now believe Mr. Ellerson is Damien's biological father?
Yes.
Because the other 2 gentlemen who you thought were are not possibilities.
2 negative tests later and 2 potential dads eliminated, Ms. Johnson decided Damien was the deceased Mr. Ellerson's child. But hold on, Damien is named for Mr. Ellerson. Why did she name the baby after the love of her life if she didn't know whose son it was? This situation is terribly confusing, folks, and it's having me scratch my head in pain.
Ms. Johnson, not only that, you slept with 2 of my cousins.
I slept with 1.
2.
1.
2.
Hello! Did you hear that? She slept with 2 of Mr. Ellerson's cousins, and instead of denying it, she clarifies that she slept in 1, not 2. The argument is not about the act itself, but the number of cousins involved. This is the most incredible defense I have ever witnessed. We are literally debating the quantity of family members she was with. This is truly a new standard for courtroom drama. Simply unbelievable.
And I think we need to hear from him. Jerome, your cousin, Miss Fortuné, said that she believes you.
And here comes another one. The cousin is now entering the courtroom. Of course he is. So the sister was not just speculating, she knew something. He admits to having a relationship, and naturally, it was unprotected. Are we surprised? No, we are not surprised. This poor son looks like he wants the floor to swallow him whole. They really took keeping it within the family on another level.
I believe in this court record, you then told your son there was another possible father.
Yes.
Mr.
Everybody meet potential dad number 5, Mr. Slaughter. Ms. Johnson then says it wasn't anything serious because while she still was in a serious relationship with her first love, Mr. Slaughter would call, she'd go over to his place and wait for the magic to happen, and it just so happened that he called just within her conception window, just like with the other men. Wow.
Is to this point, we have 5 potential fathers.
There's another one.
Yes.
You said there's another one. Yeah.
There is another one. There is another one. Number 6 is now entering the arena. Just look at Damien's face. He just completely deflated. The life has left his body. How can one person create such a terrible, sordid mystery? This is definitely one of the messiest episodes of Paternity Court ever. Her son needs therapy, and I need a can of White Monster.
He just said,
when
Mom,
you say
please
you
help
want to
me.
box yourself away, what do you mean, honey?
Like,
I see the tears in your eyes. What do you mean box yourself away?
I feel like I'm not as good as everybody else because they all got dads. You know?
Oh.
This is just heartbreaking. Forget the drama for 1 second. This young man is in real pain. He feels less than because he has no father, while his mother has presented a small army of candidates. You can see the weight of this entire circus on his shoulders. He is just a kid who wants an answer, and he is breaking down. Let's hope the results give him an answer.
Between Miss Lethea Murray and Damien Johnson is 0.00%. You are not related.